Hello and welcome to the Beardicus Show. My name is Beardicus and today I will actually be continuing a video that I started last time. This is part 2 of my Super Mario Sunshine video, so if you have not seen part 1, there'll be like a card over here somewhere that you can click to go to that video. If you've already seen that, then great, stick around because we're going to jump right into it. Okay, well, with all of that plot out of the way, I think now would be a good time to head back to Bianco Hills and actually fight Shadow Mario. I mean, sure we fought him once, but that wasn't really a fight. That was more of just a game of tag, right? And this time, I'm trying to kick him out of Bianco Hills once and for all, so it wouldn't make sense for him to just run away. This time he has to stand his ground. Let's see how he fights for real. No, never mind, it's just this again. I guess we're supposed to ignore the fact that the only way for Shadow Mario to actually get away would be for me to die, which would require that he run into me, which is literally the opposite of what he is trying to do right now. And yes, this is all Shadow Mario is. 11 battles of this. Let's just move on. What world is next? Oh, Sirena Beach. Okay. So this level actually starts out very strong with the Phantom Manta battle. This is the only boss that even now, to this day, causes me some trouble when I fight it. And this is definitely the best boss in the entire game. Possibly because it's the only actual boss battle. I mean, seriously, every other boss in this game is a stationary thing that you just kind of squirt with water a little, and then it does something, and then you do something, and then it dies. And just like that, Sirena Beach has a manta ray of hope at salvaging what's left of this game. No, I can't believe I just said that either. I would also like to mention Episode 3, Mysterious Hotel Delfino. This is actually one of my favorite missions in the game, because you actually have to find your way through the hotel by yourself. That little intro cutscene at the beginning, it's not going to help you much this time. So far, things are actually looking up for Sirena Beach. But then that gets a little iffy in the next mission. I have a minor problem with Episode 4, The Secret of Casino Delfino. Namely, this freaking slot machine. Look at this. Look at this! Basically, you have to spray this stupid thing until you get lucky and get 777s. And sometimes, it just won't... Oh, come on! And that's actually not the only time that the game does this kind of luck-based filler nonsense. Way earlier, or way later, Episode 8 of Rico Harbor, which you can do way earlier, but I did way later in my playthrough. So anyway, in this mission, you need Yoshi's help. Have I mentioned Yoshi? Yoshi's in this game. If you want to use him, you have to find his egg, and then bring it the fruit that it's asking for. In this case, a durian, which is kind of obnoxious because you can't carry durians. You have to kick them like a soccer ball. Or football if you're not American and you don't know what a real football is. Okay, back to the point. In this level, the only place you can get durians is from these giant fruit machines. Okay, that seems easy enough, right? Well, the problem is that these machines give you a random fruit. So that means that there's a 1 in 5 chance that you will get a durian from these machines. But knowing my luck, that means that we're going to be here for a while. Yes! Final. Whoa, no. Okay. Okay. Just have to carefully... No! Okay, let's try this again. Oh, yes! Okay, second try. Whoa! Great, the durian's glitched again. This happens sometimes where even the lightest tap will send the durian flying into the next time zone. But it's okay. We can do this, we just gotta roll with the punches. If I spray it with Flood, then I can gently push the durian to Yoshi, and it's stuck. Perfect. And it's gonna disappear. Oh no, 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 please, 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 no! Anyway, the point of my little fruitless fruit fiasco was that there are certain points in this game where you are just at the mercy of the random number god. And it's this sort of frustrating, luck-based filler nonsense that I find so frustrating and nonsensical and luck-based and filler. And I hate all of those things because I'm a grumpy old man. I feel like I got a little sidetracked. What was I talking about? Oh, right, Sirena Beach. Okay, yeah, King Boo, right? Yes, Sirena Beach, Episode 5, a boss battle with King Boo. Not the King Boo, mind you. This isn't the same King Boo that was in Luigi's Mansion. In fact, in Japan, this King Boo was actually called Boss Boo. But that's not why I wanted to bring him up. I actually wanted to talk about the fight itself. Now let me ask you, how do you think that you fight Sunshine's Supreme Spectre? Did you guess with a slot machine that will occasionally spit out fruit that you throw at him? That was rhetorical. Of course you didn't. That's a ridiculous way to fight a boss. And by the way, what's with all these weird gimmicky bosses? Why can't there ever just be an actual boss battle? Actually, you know what? You want to know why there are no actual bosses? Because an actual boss can't be defeated with a squirt gun. Now, for fans of Super Mario Sunshine that for some reason are holding out hope that I'm going to start saying nice things about the game, I have some good news and I have some bad news. The good news is that King Boo is where I think this game's quality really takes a turn. The bad news is, it's not a good turn. This is where the game gets worse, because I'm pretty sure that this is the point where the developers completely ran out of ideas, or time, or both. Because do you want to know what episode 6 of Sirena Beach is? Well, it's called Scrubbing Sirena Beach, and it's a fitting name because that's what you do. You just clean some goop off of the beach. Oh, with one little detail, there's a time limit. Why? Why am I being timed? What's gonna happen in 3 minutes? Oh, nothing? So it's just an arbitrary time limit added because otherwise this mission would have had absolutely no challenge whatsoever? Yeah, that sounds about right. Oh, and by the way, the time limit is actually completely pointless because as long as you know how to do this little, explosion of water, hit A while spraying water in midair, you can clean up the beach with plenty of time to spare. Check this out, I was so confident in my ability that I got distracted by a 1-up, and I still had over a minute left when I was done. Beardicus, stop exaggerating. One bad mission doesn't mean they completely ran out of ideas. True. Unfortunately, the next world is Noki Bay. The water level. Everybody's favorite. Yay! So this world begins with somewhat of a plot. The water here is so polluted that it hurts you if you so much as touch it. Unless you're under the surface. Anyway, it's up to us to figure out what's causing this pollution and to fix it. Could it be the plugged up waterfall? Well, no, but hey, developers, way to shoehorn in another recycled boss. Really? I didn't think you'd be able to do it. Or perhaps the pollution is caused by this other recycled boss. See, when I said that I think the developers were running out of ideas, this is what I was talking about. But there is one unique boss in this level. The actual cause of the pollution is old Eely Mouth here, who is a giant eel who has a mouth. Hence the name. So Eely Mouth here hasn't been brushing his teeth, probably because he doesn't have any arms. And all of that plaque is polluting the water. doesn't really make sense when you consider that the pollution is only affecting the surface of the water. So I'm not entirely sure how the source could be underwater, or why this cave is somehow less polluted than the surface, but okay. So this is an interesting boss fight, largely because I'm not sure if we're actually fighting. Our job in this mission is to use Flood to clean Elimouth's teeth. But Elimouth doesn't want us to do that, I guess? I mean, he's sending out all these evil death bubbles at us, so I guess. But that could be incidental. Maybe he can't help it. And look, he does just sort of sit there and let us brush his teeth. At least until he tries to eat us. So it seems like he's fighting against us here. But then you beat him and he rewards us with a heart made of coins. Seriously, I don't get it. I don't understand the motivations here, but you know what? Whatever. Don't question it. Just grab the Shine Sprite and let's go. Wait. Hang on a second. What'd you just say, Flood? Always remember to take proper care of your teeth. Really? Look, Flood. Encouraging kids to brush their teeth is a good agenda. But don't you think your moral's gonna get a little undercut by just how completely unrelatable this situation is? You're basically saying, remember to brush your teeth, or you too could destroy an entire ecosystem. Do you see how maybe nobody's gonna take you seriously? The only other thing to say about Noki Bay is that this is the only Shadow Mario mission that's actually somewhat difficult, if only due to the vertical level design making it difficult to get a consistent stream of water to hit Shadow Mario. It is not difficult to avoid getting hurt by him though, because he still just runs away from you the entire time. Okay, now it's time for the final level, Pianta Village. I like the Goopy Inferno, but there's really not much to say about it. It does have one of the worst sublevels in the entire game. And you know what? I haven't mentioned the sublevels yet, so let me just really briefly touch on that subject. Basically, every world has at least one sublevel. These are little platforming challenges that you must play through to get a Shine Sprite, but you can't use Flood, which means no hover nozzle for you. And I haven't mentioned these sub-levels because I can't really say what I think they did right and wrong without talking about each one individually, and this script is already long enough as it is, so maybe sometime I'll do a follow-up video, but for now I'm just gonna leave it at this. Some of these sub-levels are legitimately fun, but some of them are also actually garbage. The one in Pianta Village falls very far into the latter category. Also the Pachinko machine, that one's also in the latter category. Okay, we've cleared every Shadow Mario battle, which means what the heck happened here? How did this place flood? Seriously, how? It's surrounded by ocean. What did the ocean level rise 20 feet in the time it took me to beat one Shadow Mario mission? And surprisingly, this is actually an important plot point, because this flood cleans all of the island's pollution into the ocean. Isn't that basically the same as just sweeping your mess under a rug? Except in this case, it's devastating to the entire planet. Am I thinking about this too hard? I'm probably thinking about this too hard. Let's just don't question it. So you remember how Mario was forced to stay on this island until he finished cleaning up all the graffiti? Well, how did all that graffiti get cleaned up? Was it all of that hard work I've been putting into each area of the island? Nah, just rained. Whatever, it was a throwaway plot anyway. Let's just fight Bowser and call it a day. But before we can fight Bowser, we have to reach Bowser. And if you've ever played Mario 64, you're probably familiar with the colorful obstacle course platforming challenge levels that lead up to the Bowser fights, And if you're expecting one of those here, prepare to be disappointed. This is Corona Mountain. Instead of being a fun, interesting, and challenging final level leading up to a fun, interesting, and challenging final boss, it's basically just a lazy mishmash of spikes, fire jets, and magma, each of which will instantly kill you if you make a single mistake. Well, technically you can survive touching the spikes if they retract back into the platform before you die, but it's kind of hard to pull off. I've only ever done it by accident. If you've ever wondered why the Bowser levels in the Galaxy games took more inspiration from Mario 64 than Sunshine, this is why. This level sucks. And the boat is literally let's see. Words just don't do it justice. It's the kind of thing that you have to experience for yourself. Now, before we go and see Bowser, there is one more thing I want to mention. I actually kind of like that this is the only time you fight Bowser. I mean, think about it. In every other 3D Mario game, you fight Bowser multiple times, so by the time you reach the end of the game, you're always like, well, I know how to beat you, so I'm not really worried. But in this game, it's more of, oh wow, this is uncharted territory. I have no idea what I'm getting into. Unfortunately, that's kind of the only thing the final boss has going for it. So the first thing you'll notice is Bowser's voice.
Mario, how dare you disturb my family vacation?
Yeah, that's not exactly intimidating. The second thing you'll notice is that Bowser is going to fight you from a hot tub. Yeah, that's not exactly intimidating. The third thing you'll notice is that Bowser doesn't actually try that hard to hit you with his fire breath. Yeah, that's not exactly intimidating. And that's about all you'll have time to notice because this fight is really short and it's stupid and all you have to do is ground pound these thingies and knock the hot tub over. My final verdict of this final battle is, yeah, it's not exactly intimidating. And that's it. That was the entire battle. Wow, that was, what was the word? It was, hang on. Oh yeah. Really stupid. Am I getting a little too mean here? Because this is all just supposed to be fun and jokes and stuff, so you don't take any of this too seriously. I don't hate the final boss. I just think that it could have been a bit, more of a boss. We can finally roll the credits and be done. Oh, and I think Flood dies for some reason. Gee, Flood, maybe you should have taken better care of your teeth. Okay, but seriously, throughout this video I've mentioned a whole bunch of points where the developers tried to do something with the story and it just didn't work. Well, out of all of those things that I've said, this is the didn't workiest one. Because this is just a cheap gimmick to try to wring some emotion out of an audience that really has no reason to care. And why don't we care? Well, for one thing, this death comes out of nowhere. Okay, there's no foreshadowing or anything. Like, there's no point in the game where Flood's like, oh, Mario, you're kind of overworking me, or you're voiding the warranty or whatever. No, he just, during the final battle, he starts talking with ellipses, and I guess that's supposed to mean that he's dying, but... And you want to know why else we don't care? And what's even more important? Flood isn't human. We don't even... Can he even die? Hey Mario, I've got an idea. Try turning him off and on again. See if that works. I don't know. How does it work? You didn't explain any of this. If you want us to care, when a robot dies, you have to give us some rules about it. If he breaks, is that the same as dying? Well, what if I fix him? Does that make me like Dr. Frankenstein? Is he alive? Or is it like when the Doctor in Doctor Who regenerates? Is it a new Flood? Plus, at the beginning of the game, when you first meet Flood, he searches some sort of a database so that he can learn who Mario is. So, doesn't that mean he's connected to the internet or something? So can't he just sort of like upload his artificial intelligence and download it into a different Flood unit? I don't know. I don't know the rules. Oh, and if you think I'm missing the point or something, Flood comes back literally a minute later. So I guess he really can't die, which not only justifies everything that I just said, but it actually makes this entire scene that much worse. Because you cannot kill a character and play it all seriously and for drama and all that, and then just immediately bring them back to life. At least when Disney does it, they have like all that true love nonsense going on. So at least there's like a hand-waved explanation. Here, it happens off screen. So we don't even know what happened. How did he come back? For all we know, they really did just turn him off and on again. Here's a good rule of thumb. If your story has a possible character death with less suspense than the average Disney movie, you are doing something wrong. Take that entire scene out. Just roll the credits. Alright, well, that was fun. But we're done, and what's that? No, I don't know what you're talking about. No, I don't remember saying anything about completing the game. But I don't wanna... Hey, sorry to interrupt, Beardo, but I think we may want to save the rest for another video. Oh, yeah, sure, my voice is getting pretty tired anyway. Also, who are you? Oh, that's not important. What is important is that you, the viewer, watch the third and final part of this video, coming soon. If you'd like to be notified when that video goes up, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye!